Hello, everyone. Before we begin, I would like to let everyone know that I'm not a medical doctor, I'm not a spiritual master, or an expert of any kind. I'm just a crunchy pumpkin sharing his theoretical perspective for entertainment purpose only. And the topic for entertainment today is the natural awakening of people without cultivation, without using ascension mechanics. This is cultivation, sensor mechanics is a bigger hit within the Asian community than within the West. The West would refer to as ascension mechanics. We have those ascension workshops, retreats. Yes, there are, but they are not a big topic like within the Asian community with cultivation. I'm going to cultivate, so I'm going to be an immortal. Uh, I'm going to become an enlightenment. I'm going to reach enlightenment, become a spiritual master, blah, blah, blah. There are preconception ideas that, okay, to reach enlightenment, you have to go practice Buddha teachings if you were from the East like me. Uh, and the West, they focus more in ascension mechanics. But in the East, you have Buddhist teachings that supposedly help you reach enlightenment to a certain stage. But as you know, or I know, that those teachings are being distorted, and they did nothing more than to suppress our consciousness and being stuck in this 3D matrix more. But it also a good experience for those that want to experience what it like to be within that system. But as a technology, as an ascension process, it's a dead end. It doesn't mean that it doesn't work. It will work for those. It depends on different people. You have your inner guidance, your soul purpose and mission. It has nothing to do with the Buddhist teachings and go to the monastery and pray and do all the things they're supposed to do there. It's not going to get you anywhere. Where you reach enlightenment involves the soul plan of each person that is involved. It's not do much to do with the techniques or the sharing that they have. They're not really sharing that much anyway. But when people think of, okay, I want to awaken, the first thing they think of is religion. They don't think much of as the spiritual community because people think religion and spirituality is one, which is not. And from an Asian, from a Vietnamese society, that thing is like ingrained. When they think of Buddhism, they think of spirituality, which is not. There are two separate areas. You don't have to be religious to be spiritual. And there are a lot more teachings, information outside of the religious Buddhist teachings that's much more informative. Way back, let's go back to the natural awakening. Because through the Buddhist teachings that you have to do this and that and all this suffering and all this path you can take to reach that state that Buddha once did, which he didn't. False information. They have to fact check that thing. Uh, right now, like I said, I shared earlier, because we have different souls on the on this planet that involve our history of Terra being fallen from the harmonic universe 2 to 1. And we have different soul groups that came, the soul group that are here, soul from Terra that came here to re-evolve back, soul that came here to assist with the process. So when we talk about natural awakening, that's involved different soul groups that has nothing to do with what you call life experiences, although they involve some, but that you have accumulated enough energy. This involves soul that being older from different groups that are don't have to re-evolve back. They came with more experiences, more connected to different parts of themselves that going to awake naturally when the soul decide it's time. I'm sharing this from personal experience. I'm not one of those people that, okay, that I don't really care about politics, spirituality, religion. I'm just like everybody else, just a normal Joe, living life, minding my own business, and suddenly whack one day, it happens. It happens. It's not like you've been born unexpectedly because of your parents didn't take the required precautions. But you mind your own business, mean you're minding your own business, mean living a normal life like everybody in a 3D matrix, and suddenly you just woke up, meaning out of nowhere. Then you start questioning life. What the heck am I here for? What is the meaning of life? And once you start looking for answer and you get stuck in those no man's land zone and keep digging and digging, and you finally find answer and answer, and finally one day all the questions that you have pretty much have been answered, then you suddenly realize that you fall into the category of being awakened, or reach enlightenment or something like that. But it's not something that you're consciously trying to achieve. Although there are people that consciously try to achieve enlightenment through the essential mechanics, to the Buddhist teaching, spiritual teachings of any kind to reach that state. But there are those people like me, we just mind our own business. We're not practicing any techniques, esoteric or public, or have a purpose, conscious purposely try to reach that level. We just live a normal rat race. And just one day we fell from that rat race and start walking that path of the unknown, of wandering around what we think go aimlessly, but we're being guided by our soul. At that point, we didn't understand that we're being guided by our soul to go to learn this, to do this, to do that. We just think it could be quote unquote, I accidentally or randomly, or it just happened that I found this and do this and go through this. But in when you look back at the process, when you have gone through enough, then you see that it is not accidental or coincidental, but you're being guided by your soul, by your guardians, or by your soul family, your group, whatever you're being guided by. There are logical steps, stages that you go through, then to find out. And although we might have urges within inside that wants to know, who am I? Why am I here? What is my purpose in life? And those are some of the common questions that some of us might have when we trying to find out, to know more, to reach that state of you call enlightenment. When we have so many questions about life, and we went looking and looking and looking and every rocks and crannies and lift every boulders rocks up until we have nothing to lift, and we finally have enough answers to be satisfied. And we look around and realize, oh, it is what they call enlightenment or awakening, or that what they mean to go by the spiritual awakening process. Because when we went through that process, we did not realize that what you call spiritual awakening process or what we're going through. All we know, or I know, is I'm just one confused dude trying to find answers, trying to find direction in life, trying to get out of that no man's zone, trying to find meaning to life, purpose, where I no longer fit into the family, into society. Even back then, before awakening, I was still a black sheep. Being awakened, become even blacker sheep. But at least I know that I'm a black sheep when I'm awakened. Before that, I didn't even realize I was a black sheep. I just thought I was a normal sheep like everybody else. So when you awaken and you realize, oh, I am a black sheep. Now I became even blacker. So yes, there are techniques that we can use, what we the West refer to as ascension mechanics, that help us, although there are a lot of false teachings that's going to screw up our system, because they activate, they do things not in the right order, or take us down to the black hole without realizing it, because we did not, us don't realize there are two paths that we can walk, path number one or number two. So when we engage in those spiritual teachings to become enlightened, become immortals, we can walk path number two without even realizing it, because of the deception that's going on widely within the spiritual community. So if those are anyone that want to consciously, or before consciously, you've been awakened already. Seriously, to even get to the essential mechanics, you have to be awakened at a certain level to access that thing. You might be awakened and be in no man's land and confused and looking, and now I found this essential mechanics to help me logically go through the process. Because essential mechanics or cultivation techniques, I think it is a prerequisite that you have to be an awakened to some level, to break free from the matrix to some level, to start looking for that, to help you. Once you woke up to some degree, then those teachings take you further consciously down that path. Because once you are in the matrix, you're not going to be looking for that stuff. You're going to look for ways to upload new pictures to your Facebook, so to get more likes and stuff like that, and not to look for the meaning of life and essential mechanics, how to become immortal or whatever. So for those that are interested in the essential mechanics that help them reassemble the DNA, to help them get back to Terra, to the original divine blueprint, they can look into the Asia ASEAN teachings, which is recently more with Hostmaster, then can look into that path. Okay, good luck everyone. Thank you.